Now, listen carefully. Now we are going to discuss about other pathways of excretion or accessory excretory organs. We know very well our body can perform many metabolic activities. In that metabolic activities, it can produce unwanted materials or waste materials or nitrogenous materials. Okay, all it must sent out from the body. That's why our body have a excretory system. In that excretory system, we already learned about kidneys. Okay, kidneys are the main excretory organs which can eliminate excretory substance from our body. Along with that, we have an accessory excretory organs also present in our body that can also eliminate a few amount of excretory materials. Okay, what are that? We want to know here. One is a lungs. Second one is a liver. Third one is a skin. Fourth one, large intestine. Large intestine or colon. Okay, and then fifth one, it was salivary glands along with lacrimal glands also. Lacrimal glands. How now? We want to know how it can eliminate excretory materials. For example, in our respiration, our body cells can if our body cells performs respiration, which one? Respiration. It can release us a waste gas or excretory gas is a carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide can released by the lungs into outer environment. Okay, that's why it is as one of the accessory excretory organ. Next one, if you observe liver is one of the largest gland in our intestine or digestive system. Okay, so this liver have a capacity to eliminate some of the excretory materials. Next one, liver is a gland present in our body. It also performs excretion. Very simple. It means liver can produce bile juice. It has the capacity to eliminate waste materials like urochrome. Okay, so and also it helps, the liver helps in the denaturation of some materials like a red blood cells. Okay, one red blood cells RBC, it can live up to 120 days. Up to 120 days. So after death, it can destructed. Okay. So RBC means hemoglobin. Hemoglobin destructed in liver. Okay. After the destruction of hemoglobin, it can produce urochrome. Very important. Which can give amber color to the urine. This urochrome also eliminated by the bile juice. Okay, so next one, liver can produce some pigments like a bilirubin and biliverdin. Which is known as a bile pigments. These bile pigments are also helpful for it can eliminate through the liver. Okay, so like a bilirubin, biliverdin. Okay, and also the bile juice can denature and after denaturation of some materials, it can eliminate from that in the form of fecal matter. Okay, so like if you taken any poisonous materials, first the liver produced bile can act on it. If you taken any food, poisonous food, deadly, not a deadly poisonous, so if it is a alcohol, it is not suitable to our body, so it must denature. So the bile juice act on it. Okay, some little, if you taken poison, some of the poisoned or contaminated food material, so that one also eliminated, denatured by this denature of poisonous materials done by the liver or bile juice. Okay, it can eliminate it. Are you understand up to here? Next, skin also one accessory excretory organ. Why it called as it? First of all, our skin contains two types of glands. One is a sweat glands. Another one is a sebaceous gland. Sebaceous glands. Sweat glands. If you observe, beneath of our skin, we have a blood capillary networks. Our blood capillary networks passes through that sweat glands. Okay, so it means from the blood capillaries, waste materials are eliminated in the form of sweat. Okay, so blood capillary networks are getting transporting waste materials. In that time, it can filters and it can eliminate it through the sweat of our body. Okay, nitrogenous waste materials can eliminate it. So next one, sebaceous glands. Sebaceous glands can produce sebum. It's the oil glands. It's also known as a sebum. Which one? Sebum. The sebum has a wax in it. Okay, some of the nitrogenous waste material oxalates. Okay, these are can eliminated through this sebum. Okay, or oils. If you observe some of the faces or some of the body of persons, it can release some sebum or oils. Okay, it means it is one is the best thing to eliminate waste materials. And also, if you must get a sweat, you must do the hard work, body physical activity, because of it can eliminate waste materials through the sweat in the form of sweat. Are you understand?
Yes, sir.
Next one, large intestine. We know very well, after the small intestine, we can observe large intestine, which is also called as a colon. This colon can possess, it is made up of a specialized epithelial tissue. Specialized epithelial tissue. Epithelium or lining of epithelium we can observe in the colon or large intestine, that have a capacity or ability to excrete some waste materials into the from the blood to the fecal matter. Okay, so this large intestine also helpful for the separation or elimination of the excretory materials. Why? Because it has a lining of epithelium cells in it. That epithelium cells can filter the blood and it can eliminate the waste materials into fecal matter or feces. Are you understand?
Yes, sir.
Not only that, our saliva. In our mouth, we have a 3 pairs of salivary glands which can release saliva. Okay, so these saliva also have a little amount of nitrogenous waste. Okay, we can split out. Are you understand? Then lacrimal glands. Our eyes, both eyes, we have a lacrimal glands in it, which can give a moisture nature to the eyes. Okay, it can protect from the outer dust particles and etc. Okay, so it can give moisture nature to the eyes, because of the lacrimal glands can release us tears. Which one? Tears. These tears also have a small quantity or small amount of nitrogenous waste materials also, because so crying also helpful for elimination of waste materials in the form of tears. Salivary glands can release us saliva, and the saliva also have a small quantity of nitrogenous waste materials. Okay, are you understand up to here?
Yes, sir.
Liver also helps in the urea formation. Urea formation. We know very well, if you take an more amount of proteins in your diet, automatically the proteins, deamination can take place, then it can releases urea. We know very well. Okay, that also happens by the help of liver. Okay, so this is the most important things we want to discuss. We discussed lungs, liver, skin, large intestine, salivary glands, or lacrimal glands. Are you understand up to here?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts?
No, sir.
So now another topic, excretion in other organisms. It means we want to look up from the unicellular organisms and then multicellular organisms. Okay, so unicellular organisms cannot possess any organ systems. It is why? Because it is a unicellular, single cellular. Okay, so that's why if you observe unicellular organisms, it can live in water. Okay, it can take essential materials from outer environment, and after metabolic activities it can eliminate unwanted or waste materials from their body in the form of simple diffusion. Simple diffusion. We know very well. So diffusion means from higher concentration to lower concentration. The materials can transfer from higher concentration to lower concentration. Okay, in this form we can eliminate our gases, some of the liquids also. Okay, materials. So if you observe freshwater unicellular organisms like a amoeba and paramecium. If you observe these organisms, it has a osmoregulator organelle. Regulating organelle, which we called as a contractile vacuole, which we call it as a contractile vacuole. These contractile vacuole present in the, we know very well, unicellular organisms can collect with the help of their entire body or pseudopodium. It can capture the food material and it can form a food vacuole. Okay, in that food vacuole it can digest the food material, and then after it can form a unwanted materials, and then it can release us into outer environment. Likewise, this contractile vacuole can collect the waste materials which is present in the cytoplasm, and then it can move towards the plasma membrane. It means if it is a amoeba, contractile vacuole can collect waste materials and it can move towards the cell membrane. It moves towards the cell membrane. It comes near to the cell membrane and it will get burst. It will get burst and it can leave these unwanted materials into outer environment. Are you understand?
Yes, sir.
So it is most important task here how the unicellular organisms can forming contractile vacuole and collecting the food materials, sorry, waste materials, and releasing into the outer environment. This is one type of excretion present in the unicellular organisms like a freshwater unicellular organism, amoeba, paramecium. Okay, it's a osmoregulating organelle is a contractile vacuole. Very, very, very important thing. Okay, so I understand. So then, if you observe other than unicellular organisms, if you observe some of the multicellular organisms, we know very well primitive multicellular organisms are there and evolved multicellular organisms are also there. Okay, so it means we observed protozoa like amoeba and paramecium can have can excrete materials in the form of simple diffusion. And then next level, porifera or coelenterata, these have a small pores in their body. It lives in water, and also the body of these organisms can possess a small pore, numerous pores in it. Directly the water can move inside into the inside of the body and comes out from the body through the pores. Okay, so when in that time the cells can excrete the materials into the water and it can eliminate it from the body. It means water bathing system we can observe. These are physical processes. Okay, so it can depend upon diffusion of physical process. If you observe platyhelminthes, this is the first thing. The first organ or organelle, organs developed in platyhelminthes. In platyhelminth, that are flame cells. You will definitely get more knowledge about it in future classes. Okay, so flame cells, platyhelminths can possess flame cells in it for excretion. Next, nematoda or nematihelminthes, it can possess rental cells or rennet cells. Which one? Rennet cells. So annelida, like earthworms, leeches, it have a nephridia. We know very well the structural and functional unit of our kidney is a nephrons. Our functional unit of our kidney is a nephrons. So in otherwise the nephrons also known as a nephrons. It came from the word nephridia. Okay, that small tube-like structures we can observe in annelids also. Okay, next one, arthropoda, insects. Okay, these insects can possess green glands and Malpighian tubules. These structures can eliminate excretory materials from the body of organism. Which one? Green glands and Malpighian tubules in arthropoda. Next, molluscans like snails. Okay. Next, molluscans. It has a metanephridium. We observed nephridia in the annelids. Metanephridia. It is more developed when you compare to the nephridia. So that we call as a metanephridia. Okay. It has similar structure to the nephrons. Okay. So next one, echinodermata. If you observe starfish, if you observe the starfish, you can observe this kind of similar structure in it. It has a channels or if you observe, you can observe like a channels, some tracks you can observe there. Okay, it can leave a passage of water in it. Okay, the water moving in that passages, in that canals. Okay, so that type of system is known as a water vascular system. Water vascular system. So next one we know very well, reptiles, birds, mammals can have a kidneys in it for excretion. This is the evolution of, okay. So our excretion in other organisms or evolution of excretory organs in different kinds of organisms. Okay, these are different phylums you can observe and different kind of excretory procedure or excretory organs present in it. Are you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
No, sir.
So first of all, unicellular organisms, then some of the multicellular organisms, all multicellular organisms which has a different kinds of organs in it. Organ systems you can observe from the reptiles. Are you understand?
Yes, sir.
This is about excretion. Okay.